One of the feedbacks I got across last week was that I might need to change a bit in my presentation. Someone did advise that I try to meet people halfway, because the people I'm speaking to in this range of videos are people who may not be listening. While that is not entirely true, I believe that we've got quite some followership from what we've done up till now. But content creation does demand that you keep on changing things, tweaking things, trading, removing, adding, until you're able to get the attention of all the people who should learn from what you're doing. This week, I'm going to do a summary of the prophetic diagnosis that we've had across the entire week, and I will be simplifying the words that have been spoken in a way that the ordinary person will easily understand. Now I'm going to do it slightly different. It's not the usual calm, gentle speaking presentation. I will try to essentially copy the pattern of the main source of this diagnosis. And this week we had ulcerative colitis.
Ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis. That's what I see. The devil is a liar. I announce, let it be reversed.
Have you got abdominal pain? Have you got weight loss, diarrhea, blood in stool? Have you really struggled to put on weight? Is that something that has been happening in your life? Have you also had siblings who suffer from similar, or parents who suffer from similar symptoms? Now, this is not the time to sit back. You need to get on your feet. Go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. Get some blood tests done. Have your bloods tested. Test them now. Test them now. Remember, this runs in families. You may also need to have your poo tested as well. Also, you need to get your stool tested. And then you can, at this point, match your faith with the symptoms you have. If you've had this word over the last week, ulcerative colitis, it is you, with all the symptoms I mentioned before. Pick on this word, match it with your faith, get your blood test done, get your treatment started, and believe God for your miracle.
Bucket lymphoma.
There is the bucket lymphoma. Bucket lymphoma. Now, this is another OMA word, which means we're talking of cancer. Have you got tummy pain? Remember, this is more common in very young people. Really young people come with abdominal pain, swelling of the tummy, unprovoked. Nobody knows where it's come from. Have you got diarrhea, nausea, any pain that's swelling around the lymph nodes, in the neck, or in the armpits, or in the groin, lower down? Do you suffer from drenching night sweats? Do you wake up all covered with sweat and yet it's cold or it's not even so hot outside? Have you got a high, unexplained fever? Have you lost appetite? Now, if the swellings are rapid, not one, not two, all across your body, you're finding them no known trigger, you need to look into what the matter is. Get your bloods tested now. Go for a blood test. You might need a bone marrow biopsy as well at this point. You also could require a CT scan to see where these lymph nodes are coming from. Now, if this is found to be bucket lymphoma, remember it's bucket lymphoma we're talking about, you would need to have some chemotherapy, some medicine given to you to fight the cancer cells, and you will also need a radiotherapy, radiations trying to suppress these cancer cells. Now, have you heard this word, the chemotherapy for bucket lymphoma, radiotherapy for bucket lymphoma? If you have bucket lymphoma, all the symptoms I have described in this video, can you please hold your faith to it? Hold up the word that's been prophesied. Bucket lymphoma, it is you. You need to match your faith with the sciences of it. Remember, this is the time to copy the link, share it across all the platforms, the social media platforms, share it, copy it. You don't know who is listening, who's held on to watching the morning streams of fire and not gotten his word because he didn't know what his symptoms represented. Now, if you've done the sharing, come back to the video. We've got a couple of more things to say. Now, this is about the God of science and the God of wonders. That is whom we're talking about. We're trying to match the science with the science of them and make you more prepared to use the faith that you've invested in your Christian journey. Now, the third one is called the anomalous pulmonary venous return.
Anomalous pulmonary venous return. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. I don't know what this means.
I know what it means. There could be a total and a partial anomalous pulmonary venous return. It is a rare childhood disease of the heart. It is congenital, so people are born with it. They come to the world with it. And what you eventually find is that they struggle. You're giving them breast milk or food, they get tired after a few sucks. They have failure to thrive. They do not grow at the rate of their siblings or their peers. Now, people who have this will require some investigations. They will need a scan of their heart, an echocardiography, look at the chambers of the heart, look at what the valves are doing. And then if it is found that there are troubles with the formation of the valves, and this is the reason the anomalous pulmonary venous return, they will need to have a heart surgery. Could that be your child? Could that be your siblings? Someone you know from here, from far and near? Take this word, match the test, get the diagnosis, hold on to the prophecies, the healings that has been spread forth a couple of days back. And I promise you, you wouldn't be further worse for having chosen to go the route of science and believing in miracles. Now, have you been blessed by this episode? I encourage you once again, share the link, copy the link, spread it all across the social media platforms. It is still Dr. Obiora Oji. I am the GP with a special interest in YouTube.